The first order of business here is the general consent calendar. At this time, board members, is there anything that you need pulled from the general consent calendar? Board member Earl.
Yes, I would like pulled 2.2 and 2.3, just for dialogue and clarification.
Okay. We'll come back to that. So the only thing left on there is our approval of our minutes. So is there anything else that needs to be pulled from our consent? I'm not seeing any hands.
I'll make a motion that we accept our consent calendar.
And that was Board Member Marsh.
Second by Board Member Cannon.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion to the motion? I'm seeing none. So let's vote by checking or hands raised.
Board Member Belknap, yes.
Okay, I've got that. Board Member Belknap. Board members. Scott Hansen, are you yeah, because you're calling in. Board Member Marsh, I'm not seeing a hand or a check, but you made the motion. It appears that the voting is unanimous. I'm not hearing from Board Member Scott Hansen.
I vote aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the voting is unanimous on the consent calendar. Board member with items 2.2 and 2.3 removed. So Board Member Earl, let's take on 2.2 first. You had a question or?
Yeah, I just want some dialogue about this. I've been talking to Whitney and a couple other people today to get clarification on exactly what this is. And so I don't know if either one of them want to speak to it just to kind of fill us in, or if you want me to just tell you.
Do you have a question on it?
Okay, my concern is this. Yeah, we're transferring data to Workforce Department to Workforce Services without the knowledge of the individuals that signed up for the program. So my concern is that I'd like us to notify families prior to and let them choose whether or not they choose to receive the reimbursement for these funds, instead of facilitating that or transferring it to Workforce Services. So it's a data privacy concern.
Okay, and so there was a question in there. So I'm going to see if, trying to navigate this to see if any staff, if Whitney Phillips or somebody want to speak to that. I can't see hands, so I can't call on them.
Chair Husband, this is Kathleen Britton. I can answer that.
Okay, Kathleen Britton, will you answer the question?
Board Member Earl, I had texted you a little earlier. There is a section in the Richard Russell National School Lunch Act that states when they fill out the application, and it's on the application, that this data may be shared with other USDA programs, that they are giving their authority to do that. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, do you think families have knowledge that this is taking place? Though I realize they sign that, but when they're signing a school lunch paper, and that's my concern, I'd rather we notified them that they could qualify and allow them to go through the process, then send it to Workforce Services and allow them to do the process for us. So, or at that, providing them the minimal amount of information so they can talk to families, and families can then provide, families can then decide whether or not to participate.
This is something that DWS is is the lead on this, not USBE, so they would have to dictate that. And currently, the pressure and the time frame is a quick turnaround right now for them, and this is how they have proposed to do it. I did talk to them earlier, and they did say that a parent can choose to opt out. When they receive the benefits, they can just call them and then cancel the card.
Yeah, and just background for the whole board. This is Superintendent Dixon, if I may.
Yes,
Mr. Chair.
Superintendent.
Yeah, and just some additional background. So there are 43 states who have applied for this grant or this program. And you might have seen this played out a bit in social media and other places as to why we didn't apply for the grant. But it was this data sharing agreement that we didn't have in place. A lot of states have systems that just talk to each other, and we did not have a system in place. And so there were a lot of states who contacted the federal government in regards to this grant to let them know that it was untenable based on the requirements of the grant. So by having this sharing agreement, it allows the state of Utah to apply for these additional funds where they can use their EBT card, and what that stands for is escaping me. Kathleen, you probably know.
Electronic benefit transfer.
Thank you. So it expands that so that families can get additional food. So I just want to make sure that the board knows what the grant is for, and it would come from the Department of Workforce Services. But one of the ways they account for that are for kiddos who qualify for free and reduced lunch based on the economic status of the family.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes, you bet.
Yeah. Now these are new students to the program. These aren't students that already are receiving funds through Workforce Services. So this is us sending information for people to become eligible for this. In other words, they're not already in their system. Is that accurate, or am I misled in that?
That is correct.
Okay.
So it provides for additional families that are not already
In
receiving
the system.
free or reduced meals.
And it's just a one-time benefit for the last 54 days of school.
Sorry, I can't tell if I'm on or off now.
You're on. So do
Okay,
you have
so
any other
it's a
questions?
reimbursement. It's a reimbursement for the breakfast and lunch program, just in case they didn't get breakfast and lunch at the school. Is that accurate? And these would be new individuals. We're sending information. There'd be new individuals coming in the program. Okay, so I'm good. We can make a motion. I don't know if
You want to make a motion on that item under general consent under 2.2?
Sure. Sorry, I don't have it right in the wording exactly in front of me.
Okay, so maybe I can say it and you can agree. I'll help out. So I'm
Okay.
seeking a motion under the general consent calendar under 2.2 that we approve the data sharing agreement request. You could say so moved if you'd like.
Okay, so moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second, Board Member Lear.
Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion to the motion? I'm not seeing any hands, so let's vote by either check or,
Board Member
Okay.
Belknap, aye.
okay, thank you. And board member,
Board Member Hanson, vote aye.
okay, thank you. Okay, it appears the voting is unanimous. So the motion passes. Board member Earl, you had a question on,
I did not vote for it. I don't want this data shared in this way, so I'm an X.
okay, let me
And I-
see if I can find you in here. Oh, there it is. Thank you. So it didn't pass unanimously. It passed with one exception, board member Bolter.
Board Member Bolter and Board Member Earl are both no's.
Vice Chair Brittany Cummins, I need you to rescue me now and again because I'm trying to inventory these.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Board Member Bolter, Board Member Earl are both no's. The rest are ayes, so the motion passes with
Okay.
2 no's.
Okay, so the motion passes with, yeah, and I'm counting Board Member Belknap and then also Board Member Hanson with a voice vote of aye. Okay, motion passes. Okay, Board Member Earl.
My
you had a
question on this,
2.3.
yes, did this go through a committee? I was wanting to know more detail as to the actual programming that they're recommending, but I didn't see very many details within the actual information document that we are co-signing onto. So I'm just wondering if did that go through a committee? That's maybe my question.
Okay, and I'm looking, does somebody want to weigh in? Because I'm looking for hands from staff.
So this is Tiffany.
Okay, Tiffany Stanley. Okay,
Thanks.
Tiffany.
Tiffany Stanley, Chief of Staff. So no, this is an information item related to an opportunity to co-sponsor a couple of pieces related to community resources and supports for bridging learning gaps, specifically around encouragement to read over the summer with your child. And then the other piece is educator innovation award that we would co-sponsor the awards.
So Tiffany, you're breaking up on my end. Is everyone else hearing Tiffany okay? Was you able to hear that response, Board Member Earl?
Yeah. Am I on still?
Yes.
Yes, I was, maybe I could ask a specific question here. So it's
Yes,
saying
and-
provide learning resources via campaign website. I'm just wondering, is there a place where we as board members could go see what the resources are that we're co-signing on to? Or is that just done through this partnership with United Way of Salt Lake? Are they're facilitating it and we're just co-signing on? Am I understanding that right?
Yeah, so I'm not sure they've curated those resources yet. They are doing so in collaboration with a group through the Promise Partnership, which includes school districts. And I know that we have at least one staff member that is represented in that group. So that's kind of the process they're going through to identify those resources.
Okay, so will that come back to us, or can that information be forwarded on to us somehow?
I imagine so. I guess the only challenge would be timing, given timing of board meetings, but we could definitely, given this is an information item, we could definitely forward those by email.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily asking that we have to vote on them, that kind of a thing. I would like to be aware of it if we're co-signing is all.
Yes.
So, okay, thank you.
And that's why it's an information item, to just make sure we're all aware of this particular opportunity for partnership. So the organization isn't asking today anything of USBE, the way that I view this. But this would not require any action or anything because this was informational. Okay, anything else on this particular item, Board Member Earl?
No, I just wanted to know the programming. Thank you.
You bet.